Hello. This evening I just felt like doing some gentle swatching. I did a review of a subscription box from Upcrate recently, and this little watercolour pad was included. It's not the most amazing quality. As you can see, there's these little kind of specks which appear, but it's nice and thick and it was enjoyable to paint on. I was given 3 tubes of watercolour paint with the subscription box. I had a yellow ochre, an indigo, and then a turquoise green. And I decided to swatch them out in this format, which is kind of like a Wonky pie chart colour wheel. And I enjoyed it so much that I thought today I'd do some more, picking out different combinations of 3 paints and seeing what the intermediate colours are like. So this was just a piece of art I did inspired by the subscription box. I don't think it matters too much how many divisions you've got or if they're even or anything. So I'll just go for 16, I think. So dividing each quarter up into 4. So just working out which colours to go for, I'm using up the back of some old watercolour paper scraps. I've never been a huge fan of yellow ochre, and I never have it in my travel palettes. But I did find that these greens here were absolutely gorgeous. Like this really subtle olive green. So I definitely want to explore a little bit more with yellow ochre. So I've got the yellow ochre from Mijello Mission Gold. It's yellow ochre number 2. I've mixed it with quite cool colours on that first chart. So I'm going to look at my warmer blues. I'm wondering about, this is Roman Szmal's Cobalt Deep Blue. It's quite similar to an ultramarine blue, but it's a paint that I haven't played with much. And then for my third colour, I'm wondering about a Porcelain Violet, kind of like a slightly duskier version of a red, yellow and blue. They might be horrible, but I'll give them a go and see what we get. Just to show you, I've got my 2 big watercolour palettes out here. All the pans have got magnetic strip on the bottom of them. And then my last little few are here. And these are all Derwent pencil tins. So here are my 3 original colours. I've got the yellow ochre, the cobalt deep blue and the Porcelain Violet. And I'm painting in mass tone up to close to the centre of the circle, and then adding more water as I go to the outside. So I'm not being very scientific about this. With regards to the quantities of paint, I'm just looking for an interesting mixture, an interesting range of mixtures for the in-between ratios. So I'll take the lightest colour and add a little tiny bit of the next colour. And then because this is still wet, I'm going to leave a bit of white next to it. So that's a really nice colour. It's kind of a raw sienna colour. And then we'll add in a little bit more of the Porcelain Violet. It's a nice kind of earthy brown. It's probably closest to burnt sienna. It's got a bit too watery now. Let's make a new mix. Oh, that's lovely. And the kind of pinky tones coming through. So then mainly Perylene Violet now, just with the smallest amount of yellow ochre in. And that's a really lovely colour too. I think the closest colour I've got to this one is Naphthalmide Maroon. So really happy with those mixes. Let's do the same now with the Perylene Violet and the Cobalt Deep Blue. Actually, I'll use my blue as the lighter colour. Because paints have got different tinting strengths. It'd be interesting seeing how much of each I need. So it's still definitely a blue, just warmed it up slightly. That's very pretty. It's getting on towards an ultramarine violet colour. Definitely in the realms of purple now. I made a bit of a mess with this one because it bled into it. So the Cobalt Deep Blue granulates quite a bit, and we're starting to see some kind of granulation and separation going on, which is rather lovely. So that's a very pretty purple. I'm just looking at my paint swatch lid. It's kind of similar to Tundra Pink. I think there's something a bit odd going on with the paper underneath there. Okay, so that's a gorgeous range of colours, I think. Wow. I can't wait to see the greens now that the last two are going to produce. So this reminds me of Mindy Green, a paint by Isero, which I've been enjoying a lot lately. Which is this one here. Yeah, that's really quite close. So my yellow ochre is PY42 and my blue is PB74. And the Mindy Green is PY110 and PG7. So completely different pigments. Wow, this is a really lovely kind of muted green. This kind of khaki colour. These are quite opaque because of the opacity of the yellow ochre. But there's separation going on here. I'll show you up close in a minute. That makes them really interesting. And a darker khaki. I think the nice thing about doing it this way is you get to see the mass tone, but you also get to see the beautiful washed out versions of them. Wow, I really love those colours. I'll show you up close now. You can see the speckles coming out from the watercolour paper, but I actually think that looks quite pretty. So I'm going to go away and do a couple more of those now, and I'll show you how I get on. So for my next Wonky pie chart colour wheel, I've picked out a cobalt teal. I still want to stick with this yellow ochre, But I've also picked out Roman Szmal's Perylene Green. So again, I think I've got a really lovely palette there. It kind of reminds me of a sunny day at the seaside with forest around the edge of the shore. I'll show you the colours up close. So quite smooth colours this time. So finally, I'm just going to write in the names. So I can use this as a kind of reference book. So I definitely recommend this as a lovely exercise to get to know your paints better. I've used mainly single pigments in the ones that I've done today, but 2 of these ones had multiple pigments and worked out nicely, so it's worth just experimenting. And you could also experiment with some more heavily granulating paints and see what kind of paint separation you get, or more smooth mixers. And I think it's really nice to play with paints that you've maybe not used a lot in the past, so you can get to know them better. And like I have here, all 3 of these have had yellow ochre in, and I think I've got a new appreciation for yellow ochre, and we'll probably try it out in my next travel palette. I hope this has been a fun video anyway, and that it might spark you enjoying your paints a little bit more, or being a bit more experimental. Thanks for watching. Bye!